Hey everyone, welcome back to Kothcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything. Today, my guest is SeetherCord.
Hello, everyone.
SeetherCord, why don't you go ahead and tell my audience who you are and what you do?
Well, I am a furry commentator channel on YouTube. I am a channel that kind of like makes videos that delves into the topics of it. Usually, originally last year when my channel started kicking off, I kind of more so focused way more on furry related topics to discuss. But now it's kind of gone from like being like 80% talking about furries or 90% talking about furries to down to like maybe like 50 or 60% talking about furries. And then like maybe like the other half being me discussing non furry subjects as well.
Hmm. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty familiar. That's kind of what I do. I never really anticipated to be a like furry channel myself, I guess. Like I was a furry, but I didn't really mean to be a furry channel. But that just kind of happened where like my audience was furries and then I needed to make furry content that appealed to them.
Yeah. I was kind of glad. I think you did the same, or like we made sure like ahead of time not to just focus only on furries for too long because honestly, you're gonna eventually run out of stuff to talk about with furries or discuss. And I feel like bringing in your own other individual interests makes your channel more unique and stand out more.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like what we were talking about earlier is there's also only like a certain amount of people who watch furry YouTube channels to begin with.
Yeah, we were saying that about the maximum is probably like only 200,000.
Right. Yeah, and I'd have to agree with that on YouTube like the because you were saying the biggest furry channels on YouTube are around 100,000. So can't and that's where they've kind of been for a while.
Yeah. And especially like that fraction even decreases, that amount decreases even more when it comes down to like commentary center channels involving furries on YouTube. And they've gone down to probably like only about 50,000 of those 200,000 look at them. The only real like major furry commentary channels on YouTube that talk about their commentary focused are you, me, Raychown, Ascari Husky, and the one and only Genesius Wolf.
Yeah, I can't really think of many that are specifically like commentary. Though once again, I never really thought of myself as like a commentary channel. I guess that's what I am. I don't even know. Some people call me a skeptic. I don't know if I am a skeptic channel. There's all these
Yeah.
little like sub communities and things and labels, but I don't really consider myself any of them.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I don't know. I guess I can consider skeptics and many other types of discussion channels to be commentary if it's more audio focused than visual and
Yeah.
discussion focused.
Yeah, I kind of envy the guys who get away with just having one still image on their
Oh,
video the entire time and it works out. Like people make fun of me because their dragons aren't like as animated as I'd like them to be, and it's like fuck, there's more movement on there than like most commentary channels that I see.
yeah. And it also just feels this like soul crushing when like you have your people that watch you and your subscribers say, "Oh, you make great videos." Like it kind of sucks when they tell you that they use it as kind of like background noise to do other things and they just listen to it. So all like the visual work you put into it, it's kind of not worth it.
That's kind of a thing that I've thought about is should I put more? That's what people say to me too. They use it as background noise, and that's fine because I don't put a whole ton of effort into the visuals. Usually it's
Mhm.
just an image and it's like zooming in. Right, it's not that hard to do. Or my dragons, but I wonder if I should put more effort into it. If I should try to make it more movement and things going on and like using more clips, which is would take a lot longer to do, but I feel like people would just listen to it as background noise anyway, so I don't know the
Yeah.
point.
What editing software do you use? I believe the last one I heard you did was Camtasia.
Oh god. Uh yeah, I used to use Camtasia, but right now I'm using uh Vegas Pro.
I see. I'm currently at the point where I am using Camtasia, and even though I do have my own problems with Camtasia too, with it not being as professional, I will say it was a step up because back when I was first doing YouTube, not even for my current channel, but when I was younger with my older channels, I was using iMovie, which was just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, Camtasia, like I like honestly I like Camtasia more than Vegas Pro, but Camtasia crashes constantly and there's
I know, right?
nothing you can do about it.
Do you use Camtasia 3 or so? Or when you used Camtasia, were you on up version 3?
Um, I don't remember.
I see. I'm on 3 and I like how I do understand Camtasia, and even though like I
Yeah.
feel like Camtasia is perfect for like college film students to start off with
Yeah.
film editing.
No, it's easy to use and it's intuitive, right? Vegas
Mhm.
Pro is like everything is super fucking well, counterintuitive basically. Like you move things, they move backwards. It's hard to explain. It doesn't make
Mhm.
any sense. And I think they do it like that so you have more options to
I
but it's
see.
like I don't want to use all these things. I just want to do basic things and it's impossible.
I understand. I would say that like the best thing that can come from like Camtasia that help step up from iMovie is the ability to use multiple layers, unlike iMovie. Like you can only use 2 layers in iMovie, so I had to like
Oh no.
make 2 layers. I had to process the video. I had to make a new
Oh no.
thing, add another layer, do that. I remember I had to do it for like 7 layers, and it took forever.
Oh my God, that's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
awful. You end up needing to do that anyway with Camtasia because it crashes if you have too many tracks.
Mhm.
But anyway, so back on topic. We were talking
Yeah.
about commentary channels and kind of the I don't know the state of them. I guess YouTube furry YouTube commentators.
I do feel like when it comes to the state of furry commentary channels, I feel like they do kind of have the leg up against like fursuit based interaction channels with furry
Okay.
YouTube channels because when it comes to commentary, it's easier to produce longer content, which YouTube does tend to favor longer length content than shorter, which can be a step up for us. But I do feel also when it comes to like furry content or not, when it comes to commentary center channels rather than like daily vlog or film related channels, YouTube tends to be a little more harsh and puts more I feel like it puts more demonetization on channels like us rather than fursuit based channels.
They have what they call manual reviews, but I
Hmm.
wonder how manual they are. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's just another algorithm because I can't imagine they have actual people sitting there watching videos to make sure that they're okay or whatever.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, and I can understand since the whole Logan Paul situation, or even last year with like PewDiePie Nazi situations with YouTube losing more money. I don't know, like how much they can tend to afford and hiring tons of people to manually review these things.
Yeah, they don't. I already know there's no
Mhm.
way. I mean, how many hours? All right. Now I don't know the exact numbers here, but how many hours of content do you think is uploaded every second?
I think it was about 20.
Just yeah, just think about that for just think about that for a moment. Every second, hours, multiple hours of content is being uploaded. There's no way that they have actual real people, even though it says they're your video gets for those who don't know, when your video gets demonetized because you said a naughty word or something, you can click a thing that says, "Oh, we'll have it someone manually review this to see if it's okay." Right?
Mhm.
There's no way that someone manually reviews that. I think they just run it through another algorithm.
I see. I had one other YouTuber on the site. He's pretty prevalent, but I won't mention their name because it's kind of a rumor. They said that like YouTube tends to favor like actual manually reviewing videos that get flagged for, from popular YouTube. Like once you get to like 50,000 subs, then like YouTube tends to like consider more about manually reviewing your videos rather than just having an algorithm on it.
That would make sense because those are the people that are actually making them money.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's
Well, mhm.
it's I don't really understand YouTube's um philosophy here because there are a lot of things that go into it that I probably am unaware of and they probably have a team of um like I don't even know what to call them, like investors or something. People who marketers, I guess, who know all of these things and try to like figure out the best route, and this is what they've decided, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. You know,
Hmm.
one of those things is they really want to demonetize everyone at a first, like immediately, and it just seems like they're losing so much money using that system, just
Hmm.
demonetizing first, ask questions later.
I see.
It should be a, I feel like there should be a sort of trust system involved where if somebody is uploading videos, if they haven't had a bunch of complaints against their channel, then they don't just automatically assume everything you upload is the devil, or whatever,
I
you know.
s- Yeah, I see what you mean. And I guess like maybe they tried to kind of get a system like that when the YouTube Heroes thing was going around, I believe like 2 years ago, but their system for it was completely ridiculous and flawed and would have been a terrible thing if it actually went through.
What system was that?
The YouTube Hero system where like they would hire people to like manually review, and maybe like they kind of wanted to like implement a system to where like if you're on good behavior, you would you would if you were on good behavior, you would be more in favor. But
Oh, well, yeah. Well, you can't have that run by randos, because then you
yeah,
get
trolls.
just get, yeah, trolly people or fucking bullies, basically social justice bullies
Mhm.
who, you know, flag your videos as inappropriate if it's an opinion that they don't agree with. But I
Mhm.
mean, I
To be
guess
fair, mhm,
a lot of people. I mean, I guess, yeah. To be fair, a lot of people would do that.
yeah.
Not just a social justice crowd.
Mhm. The one good thing I felt like came of that, which made kind of sense, is that they would give like YouTube hero points to people that would translate videos, which does that was the one like reasonable good idea in that whole situation. Still not enough to like make it a steady platform that would hold up. It would still collapse and burn, but it was the one good thing I would say that made sense, and I feel like they should kind of implement kind of a singular miniature thing involving translating videos.
Mm-hmm.
um, but it does yeah, I do feel like YouTube has kind of gotten to a point where I still feel like it's a platform that can be used if you're a video creator. It's just that I feel like I did listen to like some inspirational talks by certain YouTubers, and they did say the general idea that a bunch of them gave off was how you should use YouTube. Like, don't stop using YouTube. Use it as like a main host platform for your videos, but branch out more to others and don't just rely on the ad revenue.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I've started putting.
Patreon, Twitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I couple man, probably about a year ago at this point, I started streaming on Twitch as a means of extra income, and I've also started talking about my Patreon more on my YouTube videos because you just kind of have to at this point.
I see. Would you say Twitch is a very steady, good platform compared to YouTube?
Yeah. I've never had a problem with Twitch, with anything really.
Yeah, I see. I guess the only real issue I've ever heard people have about Twitch is like getting banned for like ridiculous reasons or something and
Uh,
internet safety things.
well, yeah, you know, you got to take those stories with a grain of salt because anytime anyone says, "Oh, I was banned for no reason," well, there's a reason. They're just not saying it. You know?
Yeah, I see.
But I don't know. A lot of people who get banned were that I see were kind of like trolly, like weirdos, I guess. And so I kind of don't. I'm sure there's some instances where people got banned for actually bad reasons, but I don't
I
know.
see. You said you've been streaming for about a year now on Twitch, right?
I think maybe like 8 months. I don't know.
I've thought about doing streaming, but I don't know how like really implementing like a schedule or like implementing putting that into my time online with creating content would really implement well. Like I don't know like if people would be more interested, be it on just the person itself or the type of game they're playing, or how it would manage with like scheduling if like or people don't like random like streams if you can't have like a steady schedule for streaming.
Um, well, okay, so when I first started streaming on Twitch, YouTube didn't really have a a streaming option. I think you could do live streams, but there is no super chat. Like there's no way for them to subscribe to you like with a money subscription. There's no there's nothing like that. So I
Hmm.
did it on Twitch as a means of extra income, like because on Twitch people can also just donate money to you with PayPal,
Hmm.
right? And and Twitch doesn't get a cut of that. So the money actually goes to you. Whereas like with the subscriptions on Twitch and the bits on Twitch and the sponsorships, that's what they're called on YouTube, the platform gets like half of the donation.
Okay.
So you don't actually get that much doing that. But on the reason why Twitch is superior is because people can just do direct PayPal donations. Um, but I would say you definitely get more uh people watching you if you stream from YouTube.
Yeah,
Uh,
because your main head audience has more of a easier access to it.
exactly. I only have like 3,000 followers on Twitch, and only like 40 people at a time watch my streams, right?
Okay.
But when I go on to YouTube, I get anywhere from like 100 to 200 people watching the stream.
I see. And kind of like mixing a non-gaming YouTube channel and putting a gaming stream in there can definitely take out a big portion of people from wanting to watch the stream.
Yeah, yeah, that's part of the problem with my channels. I don't really do gaming things. You know, I used to, but I don't really anymore, and I'm not really sure what else to stream. I guess I could stream like I could stream like the live Kothcast or whatever.
Hmm.
And that really wouldn't be a problem. It's just sometimes it's hard to I guess I liked more finished products. Like I edit these Kothcasts, the podcast a little bit to put out to get rid of all of the kind of long awkward pauses and the parts where we're just like, what do you want to talk about? I don't know. What next? What should we talk about? You know, because there's a lot
Yeah.
of that goes on.
Like when I record a Seether Talks video, like if I ever like upload like unedited footage of me recording my
Uh-huh.
voice, like there's times where I just go like, and anyway, and anyway, and anyway, and anyway, that's why we talk about it, like things like that. Like
Yeah,
I know, right?
I do the same exact thing. I mean, on this, well, we've definitely already done that a couple of times. That's gonna get edited out. But
Definitely.
on like recording normal videos, that happens a lot too. Or I have a line written down and then I'm like, this happens whenever I try to improv. Basically, I have a line written down, and I decide that I'm like, I don't quite like that. I'm gonna say it differently than how I have it written down. So I say something that doesn't actually make sense or isn't a real sentence, and then I'm like, oh, oops, I need to. To
Yeah.
re-record that line, and then I try it again. I'm like, oh, fuck, that still didn't make sense. So then I'm like sitting there typing, trying to type out something that makes sense, and
Yeah.
it's just like this huge thing. Like if I tried to do that live, it would be a fucking disaster.
I understand. And usually my method would be is like when I kind of type up a script, like I don't all of my videos are pretty much improv though, but I tend to like make bubble points on my script list, and I kind
Mm-hmm.
of like make little facts be like put these into my own words, because if I read a straight up script that I write down, I sound so unemotional, boring, robotic, things like that, and it's not watchable.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. I've learned that you have to voice act.
mhm,
You have to you have to like insert emotion into your talking when you're reading off a script.
mhm. And that's very difficult. That would be terrible if I like had to read audiobooks for a living.
Oh, I feel I actually think that's one of my stronger points. Like a lot of people uh seem to be unaware that I do use scripts because they're like, hey, like, don't, like, you need to calm down, you need to not be so angry, and it's like, oh, that was acting. I mean, like, yeah, like I am angry, right? If I did it improv, I would be angry, but because I wrote it as a script and I like practice this line over and over, it like ceases to even mean anything to me, and I have to say it. So then I have to like
Mhm.
remember that anger that I had, that I actually felt about that thing, and like act that out. It's complicated, but
I I see what you mean.
yeah.
I guess you would do it a lot. I do see some of your videos, and you definitely would you do I guess you would do it a lot better than a lot of those creepy pasta reading channels where they all like they do such a terrible job at like pretending to be scared. Like, oh my god, this is so scary. Like Squidward suicide, things like that.
Squidward suicide. Yeah. Oh, I'm so scared.
I don't know, like creepypastas, I always growing up I loved them because I was such a cringeworthy kid. Like I loved
Uh-huh.
all of the cringeworthy stuff back when I was 13, like My Little Pony, creepypastas, I don't know, freaking SpongeBob YouTube poops.
Oh
uh,
boy.
yeah. YouTube poops are great though, but I
Mm.
don't know, creepypastas, the only like creepypasta I can look back at that I loved when I grew up that I still liked was the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Ben Drowned creepypasta.
Oh, yeah, I that one's okay. So when creepypastas involve video games, right,
Hmm.
and it's something that involves kind of like a theory or something to do with a video game, those are the ones that I am interested in because it's kind of like a game theory type thing, you know? It's like
Hmm.
I don't know.
I see what you mean. And I really, I would say I do like the Ben Drown one
Uh-huh.
because it involved a lot more of the visual kind of. He like used the Project 64 emulator to make all these like hacked, like corrupted footage, and he even made like another website, which it's kind of hard to find the website these days about a simple certain occultist with it. But after the Ben Drown one, it encouraged a lot of other people to make these really rehashed, like, oh, I found this abandoned cartridge in a garage sale somewhere
Yeah.
with name Timmy on it, and it's possessed, it's haunted. Ooh.
Yeah, the Pokemon Black or whatever.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, those are interesting. I have to admit that that is kind of a guilty pleasure. I never really thought of them as creepy pastas, but I guess that's what they are. They're just kind of
mhm.
like
Eerie.
eerie, yeah, just like weird. Or the whole thing about one of the like original creepy pastas that was more of just like a myth about the
Hmm.
kids in what was a town in the original Pokemon game where like it was, supposedly all these Japanese kids were getting sick from hearing the music.
Binaural beats. That was Lavender Town.
Lavender Town, yeah, yeah, that whole thing. That was like that was like a creepypasta before creepypastas were even a thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that. When it comes back to like old like other things, I could ask like, is there any like older like early, let's say like first 5 years of YouTube, like late 2000s YouTube channels you were that inspired you for
Late,
YouTube these days?
wow, late 2000s. So in the 2000s, I didn't really watch YouTube.
You were
I
more Newgrounds or something?
I watched the websites that the reviewers made. I watched a lot of reviewers. So I watched, that
Nostalgia
guy with the
Critic, ABGN.
yeah, that guy with the glasses, Angry Video Game Nerd.
Hmm.
Spoonie was part of that guy with the glasses. I was gonna say Spoonie. No, he had his own website too. But yeah, he was part of that guy with the glasses originally. That's right. Man, I would like to. This is an aside. I would like to get Spoonie on here. I could probably get Spoonie on here because he's
Who
like
did what did Spoonie do exactly?
Spoonie is he was like one of, after like Angry Video Game Nerd, I would say he was one of the most like beloved uh video game and movie kind of like reviewer critics out there. Uh he did like a retrospective of like the whole Ultima series, which, I still go back and watch. He did a whole thing about the Final Fantasy series, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, he talked about like Dungeons and Dragons a lot. He was just like such a like he's like the quintessential nerd, but with that kind of like interesting sense of humor. And then like I just it was kind of this quick decline into he stopped putting out content, he started like turning on his fans, and just went kind of nuts, I think.
And
And
he's kind of doing like 9 to 5 jobs now, pretty much offline work.
I don't know what he's doing now.
I see.
I don't know what he's doing now. He might be. I mean, he was making like 4 grand a month on his Patreon, so
Jeez,
even though he wasn't putting out content. So he might shit, I don't even know.
that's
Go ahead.
okay.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, it's crazy how I feel like it's what was the first time you used YouTube? Because I started using YouTube back in 2008, I think.
Um I made my YouTube account in 2007, I
I see.
think. So I think yeah, if you look at the Kothorix channel created 2007, but I don't know how much I used it because I was that the year that that Google bought YouTube and made it so you had to create an account in order to comment on videos.
I think so. I don't really remember because I was on YouTube since 2008, but I never made an account till 2012, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what prompted me to actually make a channel was being required to leave comments. I
It's
think that was 2007. Or no, maybe it was after that because I think you're right. I think 2012 around there was when it was because
mhm.
I probably had one before.
I would say that between 2005 and 2010, because I feel like a lot of people started having problems with YouTube around once Google got implemented, which is like 2000, early 2010s. But I would say that the first 5 years of YouTube, I would say, had some of the most creative, original content creators we had. Like, I feel like a lot of the content or like the more popular content creators these days don't, I'm not trying to be mean, say they're bad. I don't feel like they just don't have that sense of uniqueness that a lot of the original YouTubers that came when the platform originally started had. Like I loved the YouTuber Chugga Conroy, and he's been on the platform for over just recently his 10 years on here.
Oh
If you know who
wow.
that is,
No, I haven't heard of him. How many subscribers does he have?
1.2 million, and he was a
Okay.
slow climb to the top, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
doing really good. And he
Yeah.
But I liked him. I liked very early Smosh. I give props to Smosh, even though a lot of people have problems with him. I give him props for being here since the very beginning. Um, and because a lot of the most people who were starting on the platform as content creators back when it first started aren't here anymore, really, or are doing things for like TV.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, back in the early days of YouTube before people monetized their shit, uh
Mhm.
you could kind of do and say whatever you wanted. It didn't, it didn't matter as much. And so of course people are going to be more creative, but now so many channels are they feel more like products.
Mhm.
It's like it sucks because I wish and this is something that I think people, if you're planning on making a YouTube channel but you haven't yet, like take this to heart. I wish that I had started on YouTube back when I wanted to, back when I was watching people like AVGN and Nostalgia Critic and all those guys, because you look at those old videos, they use like just some piece of shit like webcam. They have no good microphone. They probably use Windows Movie Maker to edit their videos, and it's like just super low quality, like, but it's still interesting and good, and it was interesting and good. And then now you today it's like, if you want to be competitive, if you want to make videos that people will watch, I feel like you need thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, you know.
Yeah, and things can go like that into because like since there's like so like it just has to also do with who runs YouTube now. I feel like the people that are currently in charge of how ads get to people or who where exposure goes and what gets on the trending page,
Uh-huh.
it tends to be on more biased people, or they're having like more of like requirements, or they're more, you have to meet this certain criteria to get onto this, or you can literally just buy your way onto the trending page.
Yeah, yeah, what with the yeah, with basically they're like promoting people who are already like TV personalities
Hmm.
and their channels. It's like, what the hell? Because I guess no one watches TV anymore, so now they're moving to YouTube,
Hmm.
which sucks because now it's just TV, I guess.
Yeah, I would say so. And they also YouTube loves like channels, I believe like CBS, NBC. As long as they're not extremely like controversial news sources, they'll like love them because they can crank out. They can just basically rip stuff from their TV station, put it on a YouTube video, upload like 5 videos a day, and they'll YouTube loves that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they can run their ads and they
Hmm.
still get hundreds of thousands of views for each video.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That and that does suck with like other channel I feel like kind of went downhill because of the whole quantity over quality thing was the Game Grumps because I loved the Game Grumps back
Mm-hmm.
during JonTron and like early Danny. I still love Danny and but I feel like I don't like their newer stuff because it's just cranking out and also with the whole rebranding it kind of
The
delved
rebranding.
down. Like their art style for their thumbnails and their channel banner is completely different now and also
Oh.
Aaron's completely unlikable now with his videos.
Yeah, I still watch Game Grumps to this day. I still like them. But I
Hmm.
definitely I miss the more. I think they're safer now. I think
Yeah.
they're safer now. Their comedy is less.
Yeah, I read.
John Tron used to throw around the N word all the time. Like you just they'd always
Yeah,
beep it out, but that was just a thing that he did.
yeah. I think I don't know. I don't think like the whole like him leaving was necessarily like a big controversy. It's just like he wanted to do some other stuff, and I can respect that. But I do say like with the problem with Game Grumps these days, I remember I read I think Ego Raptor's Encyclopedia Dramatica page that on one of their videos, like Aaron put like an annotation with like a trigger warning at the beginning of the video, and they were like, "Oh my god."
Oh, I don't know about that. They do this new thing now. The Power Hour, which is not very good. I get what they're trying to go for. They're trying to do like a cow chop thing. If you've ever seen that.
Cow chop. I don't. It
Uh,
sounds familiar.
where okay, so the 10-minute Power Hour is like they try to do a simple task, but they're like really incompetent at it. Um, and they're just like
But
breaking everything
mhm.
uh and it's like it's oh I get what they're going for, but they try too hard to be silly, and they just need to be more natural with it, I guess.
Yeah, I can respect them wanting to trying to do something different,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't get bored if you do the same repetitive thing over and over. It's just the way that they're handling it is not the right way, and it sucks because I see a lot of really talented YouTubers out there that try to do new stuff and they're just not doing it in the right way. It's like they're trying to do new things and yet like they're still having an essence of what their old shtick is that's holding them back. Um, but I would say that if we had to go back to the whole furry YouTuber situation debacle,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say that when it comes to furry YouTubers, I believe that a lot of people would agree with me that the years of 2016 and 2017 were a great year for furry centered YouTube channels because they were growing a lot more. I don't think I remember there being any real like kind of relevant for YouTube channels before that. I don't know if Majira was on YouTube before then or so.
To be honest, I had never heard any of the furry YouTubers who are like popular, like Majira or Rika or
Hmm.
um who else? I guess Blue the Dragon,
Or Nos, or well,
Hero,
Nos is really recent.
any of the people who have like 50K or more, I guess, the like more popular furry. I had never heard of any of those guys until I started on YouTube, and I think I did start in like 2016 or like late 2015. And
Hmm.
yeah, my channel grew like comparatively, my channel grew really fast during 2016 and 17, and like but so far this year it hasn't grown at all. I've been at 30 or 35K subscribers for like 3 months.
I see.
It's totally fucking nuts how I mean think about it, from 35,000 subscribers in 2 years, and then in like what month is it? April?
Yeah, you're
May?
only at
May now?
like 5,000 or so.
Yeah, I've only gained like yeah, it's totally crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
I see. I don't know. Maybe it's like I do feel like maybe YouTube noticed the whole like furry like surge on YouTube, and for like because YouTube does tend to have like periods where they see something that's like trending with like certain types of channels that are doing this certain thing, and then for like a couple months, maybe a year or two, they let those channels thrive. Like, and then after they realize they can't really do much profit off of it anymore, then they like stop really like putting them higher in search results, and they still grow, but not nearly as fast as they originally were. Like when channels like Leafy is Here and Pyrocynical and No Fuckers were, they were growing like crazy back in like I think
Yeah, yeah.
2015, 16, and then they still grew, like they're still growing. It's just that now they're like not doing it any, they're not growing it nearly as fast paced anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem with YouTube is that you never know. I try every time my channel, I feel like I'm not growing as fast as I should, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, okay, so I look at all these different channels and I see how fast they grow, and it's like, okay, well, I should at least strive to be like average and have average growth. And so let's say average channel my size is getting like 100 new subscribers a day or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um I should strive for that. And so when I see I'm getting like a fraction of that, like 10 subscribers a day. It's like, well, what the fuck do I do? So I try all these different things and nothing works. And then it really makes me wonder, am I just getting fucked by the YouTube algorithm? Is it really has nothing to do with me or how good my content is or how often I release, and it's just YouTube being like, okay, today we're going to promote these channels, and it's just arbitrary, like
Yeah,
how and YouTube never tells us anything, so we don't know what it wants, what the algorithm craves. We have no idea.
I see. And that's one of like the frustrating things with like wanting to do YouTube as a full-time job. Like I currently am trying to work my ass off to get to that position, and
Mhm.
YouTube would be an amazing job to have. Like it would be, you can wake up whenever you want, you can upload whenever you want, but then it comes with the added stress of like it's such an unpredictable thing when you don't have like a set income you can know of. This isn't like a 9 to 5 job or like a certain business job you have to go to where it has like a salary or pay per hour, minimum wage, things like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's a lot of stress and unpredictability when it comes to. I mean, that's what I do. I don't have a job outside, well, other than Twitch. But I don't have a job outside of like YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, and it's very unpredictable. I mean, in the early days when I was, like 2016, I was getting like $500 a month just from ad revenue, right?
Yeah.
And then I was getting more, and then I was getting some more from Patreon and other things, and that was great. But now it's like I have 3 times as many subs as I had back then. I'm only getting like 100 a month from ad
Mm-hmm.
revenue, and it's like it makes no sense. It's like, what, I'm getting more views, more subscribers, but it's like it's so unpredictable. You have no idea how much money you're gonna get, and YouTube
Yeah,
just, I don't know, they just decide to fuck you, I guess.
I see. And that's why I hear like a bunch of people, I think a few people have said that like the AI, the algorithm's AI is like incomprehensible for like a human to comprehend. It's hard
uh
for a human.
I think it's just incomprehensible. Is the problem. No one understands it, so it just kind of does its own thing. And sometimes you get screwed. Sometimes you get on number one trending for some reason.
Yeah, and then basically like so we just gotta like I see a lot of YouTubers who have to basically pander or change their content completely. Like Pyrocynical, no fuckers have had to do that over the span of 2 years to still survive. And maybe like in a year or so, people listening to this podcast right now, me and Kothorix could be doing Kinder Egg surprise toy unboxing videos in a year.
Kinder Egg
I'm being legit serious.
surprise. Oh my god.
Those people are set. They don't have to worry a second about not getting enough money to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I just see those videos and like 500 million views on like a Disney princess egg unboxing video. Like, what the heck?
Okay. Okay. Here's the thing with those channels. So I don't know about every single one. I can't speak, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of those channels, the reason they have so many views and such is that they buy the views. They like pay a bot to do it. Uh,
Dang.
I think that like, if you look into, okay, so go to a channel. Here's a channel that is like pretty nuts. They're called It's like the Finger Family channels where it's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
you know what I'm talking about?
There's one channel I remember that me and my personal friends made fun of them. We watched a bunch of videos. It was called Toys in Japan. If you ever
Uh-huh.
watched that, but
No, I don't think so.
they did that. They were like these really creepy animations of like five little monkeys jumping on the bed or something,
Yeah.
and it was just
And it's
like
got like
keep it
5
going.
million views.
Things like
Yeah,
that.
it's got
Yeah.
5 million views. Look in the comments. Look in the comments of those videos, and they're just nonsense. It's just random. It's like someone mashed on the keyboard for comments, and there's like hundreds of comments, but they're just all like someone mashing on the keyboard. I'm pretty sure that those channels get so many, like, don't be discouraged when you see some like dumb bullshit that has 5 million views, because I'm pretty sure that those, they buy views or like generate them with like a bot or something, because you look at the you look at the number of like, you can look at the number of likes and dislikes, because the ratio is usually like, I don't know, like 10% of the views or something like that if you add likes and dislikes. I think
Hmm.
that's what it is. And then you can look at comments, which is another, I can't, like 3% of the views or something there should be in comments or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. And then you look at the comments, and if those numbers are off, you know something's up. And also when you look at the comments and it's just, it looks like a bunch of people like mashing the keyboard, or like 1,000 different people making, saying the same exact thing, like good video, and just that and nothing else, and it's like 1,000 different accounts with no profile pictures. It's,
Jeez.
you know, it's like something's up here.
Yeah,
Something's going on.
I can see that. But I don't know. My best method for seeing why like early preschool or like learning elementary school, like nursery rhyme videos get so many views because my cousin had a baby and I realized that she would just like leave those videos playing for her kid to watch. And I would realize like these videos that have these nursery rhyme videos that go on for an hour that have hundreds of millions of views, a billion views, is because parents like leave those on repeat for their kids.
Maybe. I mean, like, yeah, that, but that would make sense. But man, how do those comments get there?
I don't know, maybe the kids typing on the keyboard. I don't know.
I don't. I just, I feel like it's more likely that they have a bot generating those views and comments. And like, yeah, because I mean, how really, how many people leave their kids in front of YouTube? Like, I mean, I know like we make fun of like, oh, parents are so irresponsible. They just sit their kids in front of YouTube. But like, I've honestly never met someone who just like you put their kid in front of YouTube and just like, you parent yourself, you little shit, like, and just left them there all day. You know, I've never met someone who did that.
I see.
I'm sure people do, but I don't know how common it is.
I see. Are you talking like 5-year-olds doing that to doing their 5-year-olds or like 10-year-olds or
I don't know. I mean, well, like 10-year-olds aren't going to be interested in that like nursery rhyme shit. Uh,
maybe?
5-year-olds maybe. I don't know.
I see. I don't know. The only time I would ever see myself being interested in nursery rhymes if like you go from when you look up a video, click on related video, the next related video, you get to the weird side of YouTube, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing, is like anyone who has like a 5-year-old kid who would be interested in those uh nursery rhymes or whatever. Um they should be, they're like my generation. Yeah, cuz I'm 29, so that would make sense that I would have, like I could easily have had a kid that's like 5 years old. Uh
Hmm.
I know, and people of my generation around my age know, not to do that shit, because pretty soon they're going to get to like uh you know, cutting off your hand prank type shit,
Oh
you know,
gosh.
like like who is going to sit their kid in front of YouTube? I don't know. I just don't see it as something that happens
I
that
see.
often. I just hope, maybe I have just have hope for humanity, and I shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, that's a message to all you young inspiring YouTubers. Like you want to have, if you don't want to have passion, if you don't want to put in actual talent work, if you just want to do it for money, make Kinder Egg unboxing videos, make nursery rhyme videos. I'm being legit serious. That
Yeah.
is the most profitable on YouTube.
Yeah, no, those videos get so many views, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Toy unboxing and just weird shit.
Hmm.
We
The weirdest thing I saw was that whole baby butt syringe video.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, well that whole channel is a little bit weird. But I think YouTube was kind of cracking down on that sort of like really weird, creepy type
The
shit
webcam
that's
videos.
webcam videos.
You know how like certain YouTube videos are entitled like webcam video from so and so date, things like that.
No.
Well, like usually if you'd upload it from your, I think YouTube has a thing where you could upload from your webcam and it would automatically entitle it like the date, time. And YouTube cracked down because like underage girls would entitle their videos like webcam video or so, and they would like show nudity and things like that. And YouTube like immediately like cracked down on that.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about the weird shit like baby butt syringe and Elsa and Spider-Man impregnation videos. I think
Oh my
YouTube was
gosh.
getting rid of those too.
I love those thumbnails for those videos though.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man. But if I had to go back, I do feel like when it comes back to the whole topic of this podcast with the state of furry YouTube channels, I do feel like furry YouTube had its moment in the spotlight, and I feel like it's going to be within that group of topics that were big or types of channels on YouTube that were big and they were in their prime time. Now they're just being thrown to being as relevant as they originally were. So now I feel like if you are trying to start a furry based YouTube channel now, it's not going to be as easy as it was the past 2 years.
Huh. I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know if that's I mean that might be the case. Like I never really thought about that if YouTube is just like picking a type of channel and it's like, yeah, this year we're gonna promote furry YouTubers. I guess I just got lucky that I made
Hmm.
a channel when I did, or made it start putting out videos when I did, because I didn't really. I just kind of started it. I didn't really think about is now the time to make a channel. But I mean, I would say, but the thing is, actually getting back to what I said earlier, it's like if you're thinking about making a channel and you haven't yet, like do it now because things are only going to get worse and it's only going to get harder to do, right?
Hmm.
Like right now I can get by with like $500 worth. Actually, no, because I don't pay for my editor technically, but $500 worth of equipment, I can get by. But in the future, microphones and cameras might be more expensive because so many people are doing the YouTube thing. Like
Hmm.
this microphone I use is like $130.
Yeah.
The Yeti one, the Yeti Blue,
Hmm. Same.
and it's only get more expensive to be like on par with the quality that the minimum quality people expect you to have.
Hmm.
So just do it now before things get too crazy.
Yeah, I would say that too. And I would also say like have focus on making sure that you have consistent uploading, and you also if you come to wanting to make content, don't like kind of work your way up per se. Like don't feel like you have to buy all the expensive equipment in the beginning, like now. Like work your way up, like in a way, like say, like when you start off YouTube, you start off with like kind of a crappy editing software, then you move your way up to more professional ones, iMovie, Camtasia, to Adobe Premiere, things like that,
Mm.
and also maybe if you ever want to, if you're staking as a commentary channel, if you want to just do audio stuff, if you ever want to do like visual stuff on camera, get some ad revenue, get some money, Patreon donations to afford a pretty decent camera, then start doing visual stuff.
Yeah, I've thought about doing more videos where I show my face and talk,
Hmm.
but I need a more expensive camera. That's a problem. I need like $1,000 camera to be in actual HD.
Yeah, I want to make those good old Casey Neistat like vlogs. No I'm kidding.
I guess I don't really like vlog channels. I just it's so much effort to so much kind
Hmm.
of wasted effort to put visuals on a video. If no one watches it, they just listen to it.
Hmm.
So it's like might as well just show my face. Then
I
I don't have
see.
to put other visuals.
Yeah, that's gonna be the way to go with it. It's just it's kind of hard in a day and age where like it's becoming more of a bloodbath when it comes to fighting to stay relevant on YouTube and getting the money, since more people are on the platform. There's less money to go around, and and also it's important too if you want to start off YouTube to not just stick to YouTube in general. Reach out to Twitch, reach out to Patreon, heck, reach out to Coffee if you can. I don't know, maybe if you want to, Daily Motion or Vimeo. I don't know. Avoid Vimeo at all
I think
costs.
Vimeo exploded or something, right?
I don't know. I heard a lot of criticisms about Vimeo.
Well, I mean, like, what was the one that was
VidMe, I think.
VidMe? Yeah, VidMe just is gone. And that's the thing. I was uploading to VidMe, and now it's just gone. So it's like, okay, well, I guess that was a bunch of wasted time. Cool.
And I think they had like paid subscription to like unlock certain videos on VidMe. I think that was something that helped them kind of stick out a little. I
Hmm.
don't know for sure, but yeah, I don't know about Vimeo and Dailymotion though. Standing out, I've been on those websites a few times, but I don't know really like if they're still around. I just don't know like how they're able to stay up with YouTube being a tycoon at this point.
Oh, because YouTube sucks, so everyone's looking for a different place to go.
hmm
But
And I
even
heard
if,
that.
yeah,
hmm
even if
Go on.
even if I started posting somewhere else, YouTube would still be my biggest thing, though.
hmm Yeah, just
Still
like
post on YouTube.
yeah, YouTube's the enemy, but keep your enemy close.
I guess.
But and also I heard that there was like this thing about how Amazon's trying to get YouTube creators to upload as well. Like it seems like a interesting thing, but Amazon as a
Oh,
company as a whole scares me because
yeah. Well, Amazon owns Twitch, uh, and they are trying to make Twitch into a YouTube competitor. So they want people to be able to upload their videos on Twitch. I don't know if that's gonna work because one of the reasons that Twitch makes money and YouTube doesn't, for the people who own it, is that Twitch doesn't have millions of hours worth of content uh
Mhm.
that no one will ever watch saved, whereas YouTube has. I mean, imagine, think about all the people, we were talking about people uploading like 20 hours of content a second on YouTube. Think about how
Mhm.
much of that will never get any views by anyone, right? And never generate a single cent of ad revenue.
Yeah,
Whereas with Twitch, uh at least they delete videos after 2 weeks.
unless you save them. I think
Yeah,
that can
but
you save them?
yeah,
Can you save past progress?
you can if you're I don't know if you have to be an affiliate or whatever, but you can, but I mean most people don't because there's no point and no one watches
hmm
them anyway. No one watches VODs. Like you look back at some of my past recordings, they'll have like 12 views, so it's like whatever.
hmm I see. And also, like, it makes me think about like all this content on YouTube, like how much it costs to just keep all that unseen footage stored.
Exactly. That's why YouTube loses money.
hmm And things like people, like I remember when there was like those that whole like B movie meme thing where like people upload these 100-hour videos with just no substance to them, and I'm like, someone actually complained about you're wasting all the space on the platform just for these like stupid 100-hour
Yeah,
videos with nothing.
I wouldn't see, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't tell someone that. I wouldn't say you shouldn't upload videos because no one is going to watch it and you're just wasting upload speed.
hmm
But in reality, that upload speed, what the fuck am I talking about? You're just wasting space and like bandwidth allocation. Uh, like I wouldn't say that to anyone because it's like pretty rude to say, but in all
hmm
honesty, that is what is happening. That's why YouTube loses money because of people um uploading 100-hour videos with no substance. And
Yeah.
not
Do you
even
think?
that, just upload an hour let's play a day and it gets no views. That's, I mean,
Mhm. Do you think YouTube has deleted content that's been unwatchable over time? I think they like when they have to do like the inactive channels, like the channel that hasn't been active for like 4 years, they take that down.
I don't know. They might. I feel like they probably have to.
hmm
There's It's just too much content, too much stuff to save, too much
I
they do
see.
delete. They do delete. Well, at one point they did purge a bunch of inactive channels, and everybody lost like a tenth of their subscribers.
I think like huge. I think PewDiePie lost like over 500,000 subs in a day. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I lost like a couple 10 or 20.
So as we approach the hour mark here, any final things that you want to say or talk about?
Can it be like self promotion a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am on I am mostly, even though I have an Instagram, I'm only primarily active on YouTube, Twitter, and Patreon. If you could donate to my Patreon, that would be amazing. I would, I would scrub your toes, things like that. I don't, I'd wash your feet. I don't know.
Oh my
Um,
God.
uh, if you could donate to my Patreon, that would be great. You can either go like $1, $3, $5, $10 tier, things like that. My Twitter, I am fairly frequent on it. So if you want updates from my content, go to my Twitter. Even though I have an Instagram, I don't really use that anymore.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm also on Furry Amino from time to time, so you can message me there, and I post on there from time to time too. And my YouTube channel, where I am head, where I do most of my internet online stuff. You can go to my YouTube channel on SeetherCord. I upload. I don't have a consistent upload schedule due to like my life and what goes on, but I update usually within every 2 to 3 or 4 days. You can look forward to my Seether Talk series, my SeetherCast series, my my fur review slash analysis series, things of that nature. I also have a gaming channel, SeetherCord Games, which I haven't uploaded on in a while. That only is kind of like a side project thing I do. But yeah, youtube.com/SeetherCord, youtube.com/SeetherCord Games, twitter.com @SeetherCord, and Patreon SeetherCord, all that jazz. And that's all I have to promote.
Cool. Yeah, we'll put some links in the description. So if you want to check out SeetherCord, go check out those. And thanks for coming on here, Seether.
Thank you. Oh, and remember, if you don't want to subscribe, at least turn on the notification bell so you'll make sure you get the videos.
Yeah, yeah. YouTube has decided that you don't get to actually see videos. Even if you click you want to see videos, you also have to click the I definitely want to see videos button
It's
for
a
some
subscribe
fucking
button.
reason.
It's a
Eh,
subscribe button for the subscribe button.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much too for the opportunity. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope so. It was fun to chat.
Hmm. All right, so we're pretty much done. I've been Seether Cord.
I'm Kothorix. See you guys
Yep.
later.
Goodbye, everyone.